Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. And on this show, we are all about helping women build bodies that they love and freeing them from crappy restrictive diets and also binge eating. So today we have, or I should say this evening, we have the beautiful Sheena, who has even straightened her hair for us, which I was just commenting on before, saying how lovely that it looked. And she's been with us quite a while now. You'd be like one of the original Sugar Babes.
Yeah, I think it'll be towards the end of May. I'm looking at 2 years.
Crazy. Hey,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable. I can't believe it's gone so quick.
I know. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
Oh, and you have just come so far in the time that you've been with us, just how you were when you first joined, drinking and all the time and just not eating at all, never really lifted really before. No. Like this. And
I had been to a gym for I think before I came to New Strength, it had been 5-6 years that I'd even been to a gym. So.
And you're just an animal now who just looks like a bloody animal, which is incredible. And full-time mother, mother and works full time as well. So really busy. So, and the thing is too, it's not your mindset change has been incredible, but your body, when I saw you the other day, because obviously I don't see you so often anymore.
Yeah.
And when I saw you, I was just it is incredible how much different you look. Your body, you look like you lift now.
Yeah.
You look toned.
Yeah, no. I know, right? I think it wasn't until you asked me to take progress shots recently, and I was like, oh, there's not really going to be much difference. I don't think from and I'm talking the last time I took photos was back in 2016 in November.
Yeah.
So, there was a difference, and it was just looking at my body for the first time again. I was like, what? There's some definition. I've got a back and arms.
It's incredible. Your stomach is flat.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. That's been a big change I've noticed. And I guess that's probably owed to the fact that when I decided to stop drinking as much, that it was just falling off. So.
Oh, it's incredible. So tell the viewers a bit about what your life was like before you joined the program. So, what were the issues that you were experiencing and how they affected you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, probably shortly after I had saffron, I knew I really felt quite moody. I didn't feel good about myself. I just kind of felt like I was waking up every morning. There was no enjoyment doing what I was doing, and it was just feeling like I resented just looking after everyone else and not myself. And it just got on top of me, and it really sort of took its toll, and I didn't feel like I was being the mum that I should have been, and I kind of needed to take a step back and just realize that I needed to look after myself. And I think when I started to go back into old habits, drinking regularly every day. It was pretty hard to look at when, I was a busy mum of two, and I couldn't really take care of anybody else when I wasn't looking after myself. So, I was just feeling like I was at a bit of a low, and I just wanted to fix. I thought initially I wanted to fix was all external. But it probably wasn't until I joined the program and I started to sort of, I guess, trust the process and go along the journey. And I started to find little niggly things that I probably hadn't dealt with for a while that needed to kind of come out, and I had to deal with it. It was pretty confronting stuff. So it's been a long journey, I'll say that, but certainly not one that now, where I am today, I know I can't see myself falling back into that lifestyle, because I wasn't happy about myself and the way I looked. But it's definitely, I feel a lot better about myself, and just getting through life, and it doesn't feel like I'm just waking up and it's the same old routine, and I enjoy it. So
it's when I saw those photos too, obviously you've had a shift, I think, mentally. So it's been a huge shift, but just your body, you were really, I don't want this to sound bad, but like you were puffy and inflamed and like you're carrying heaps of like just your body is completely like you look amazing.
Yeah, no. And I feel like, the physical change is good, but it's actually now I actually think it. So it's like it took a while for myself to just catch up with the changes that my body was going through. And then finally it was just like, whoa, like all of this is changing now. And, you know, it's come down to, you know, the lifestyle change of my diet. You know, the nutrition side of it definitely was one that was a bit of a struggle to begin with. But,
of course, it's so different.
Yeah,
it's like we're not starving you, getting you to eat chicken and the cock and brock diet, as Blaine called it the other night. I was like just laughing at that. But yeah, you know, we're like eat real food, eat more food, eat more food.
Yeah, no, that's the best thing about it is just getting to eat food and I'm enjoying the food.
Actual food again.
Yeah, like I was only on about like 900 calories when I first came to you.
Can you imagine going back to that? Can you imagine ever going back to that?
No. The moment I stop eating like my regular meals that I've planned out, I start to feel that sick, nauseous feeling. And I'm just like, I don't feel like I can keep functioning throughout the day if I don't eat. So I'm just listening to those signals that, you know, my body's saying you need to eat. So just it's good to actually, I'm now at about 2150 calories.
Wow. And you just look so amazing, and you're only training 3 days a week.
I know, right?
No cardio. Like it's just crazy. So obviously we've had the body change, and I don't even know, like the funny thing is I feel like you really haven't lost that much weight, really.
No.
But your body has changed massively. Like I wish I had the photos here I could show everyone, but it just shows that weight is not a good indicator of progress. You've put on muscle, you've lost body fat. Talk about some of the other things that you've noticed, the improvements or changes that you've noticed since starting the program, like sleep, energy, mood, digestion, menstrual cycle, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, menstrual cycle definitely is a big one because I used to have the implant in, and I had that in for about 12 months, and I was like just irregular periods. I had one at the longest was about 2 months, and it was hard to train. It was one of those things where I thought I've had enough. Like this, clearly there are other ways, and I just found a way to you know, just track my periods. And, you know, I have the Progest, so I've been using that as well, which I've noticed, like, every time my periods come, they come right when they're supposed to. I don't feel pain, bit of tiredness on the first day, but nothing that I can't actually manage and get through my day without feeling like I'm going to be sick or things like that. So, you know, I never even used to go to the toilet regularly. I thought once a week was normal.
I know, right? I know so many women come in constipated.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, no wonder why I was such a moody bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just it's something that everyone should experience every day is a shit.
I know, but it's just all these things that I started to learn about my body and the things that I wasn't doing right to it. Like I was suffering. I barely slept through the night. It was just, you know, digestion was not good, and I was just, you know, I wasn't eating well, I was drinking a lot. So all of that stuff now, like I find the quality of my sleep so much better. You know, I'm working full time and I've got the 2 kids to look after, so you know, if I'm still able to keep up with going to my sessions and you know, putting in the meal prep on the weekend, like it makes a huge difference to how my week flows. So, you know, I just make the time, and I just sort of set out those things as a priority now for me, because I absolutely have to make sure I do it, or otherwise I start to fall back into, I'm craving something sweet, or
so no more cravings when you eat all your food.
No, when I'm eating all my food and I'm on track with it, like I don't even feel like I want to go and have McDonald's, which I used to live off constantly. Like I look back and I just think I remember living off it for 2 weeks.
God.
It was pretty gross. Like I put so much crap in my body, and now McDonald's, KFC, all of that stuff just doesn't even interest me anymore.
It's amazing. Hey, It's just amazing. And like, how's it affected your life? Like, do you feel happier? You feel happier, I reckon, hey, when you're eating well?
I just feel happier. Like, I think, you know, for me, a big thing was that I didn't really care much about myself. You know, my self-worth was something I needed to work on a lot. So, you know, when I started to put the good things in my body and actually work on that and get to training and all that sort of stuff, like all the other things just fell into place for me. I think a major part for me that I really had to, you know, get on board with was the seminars that we would have, the mindset seminars. You know, like it was probably at that point where I was almost felt like quitting, and I sort of texted you and I was like, I don't really know what's happening, what shifted for me, because you know, all along I thought I just was chasing this ideal body of, you know, I want to look this way. And then, you know, I sort of got to that point where after I trained really hard and I was seeing the results in the gym, I sort of was thinking to myself, like, well, what's next? Like, I've got down to a really good body composition, but I still kind of felt like it wasn't enough. Yeah, it was just kind of, I was questioning, you know, what was going on and whether I wanted to keep going with it. And then, it was when I started the mindset seminars and going into the nutrition seminars and just starting to get that knowledge and sort of understand why I was feeling a certain way about myself, about life and relationships and things. So, I had to kind of fix the stuff internally that was going on, because that was really what was holding me back at the end.
It's so true. It's so true. And I think so many people come in, you know, wanting to fix the outside when they really need to work as well on the inside.
You don't. I never thought that I was even remotely had any shit that was, you know, like making me sort of feel the way I was, or drinking. It makes a huge difference when you're sort of confronted with a few things that, you know, I had to go back, like, I think it was like 5-6 years. Something that I experienced, and it was just like eye-opening that I thought something I had moved on from and dealt with, I'd actually kept it with me
the whole
for all
time.
those years. And it was just one of those things I was like, oh man, now I've got to really confront the ugly truth, because you know how many times we all try to
totally just bury it. And you know, it's so funny, it's like I find so many women come into our gym or in our online program and like they'll come in doing this and then they'll come out, and I don't want people watching this thinking this fucking happens, because it doesn't, but it's like they'll leave their husband or they'll change a job or they'll confront something in their past, or because it's such a journey that's so much more than your body and how you look. Like, it's really hard to describe. It just is this,
you kind of have to be in it to know, like, to get it. Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, I had to kind of talk about how I was feeling instead of just suffering in silence, because that's what I was good at doing. It was hard to open up because I would always get emotional about personal things, and it was like, you know, I confided in Emma, and she was just really lovely. She listened to me cry for about 2-3 hours, and I was like, oh my God, she thinks I'm all fucked up. But you know, like, it felt good. Like, I was so exhausted from just all of that emotion that I carried for so long, and then I just was like, wow, it just feels good to kind of have that lifted. But you know, it's always a constant. You have to work on yourself constantly.
Totally. And I think too, you know, like, when anyone who comes to the program, Russ will know, like, we just don't leave you alone either. We're just like, you know, if there's something wrong, let's try and like work through it, whatever it is, you know, because it's like, at the end of the day, I guess if you want a solution, it may take time and it may be hard, but there's always a way.
You know, there is.
You want to work through it. It just sometimes takes a long time.
I absolutely agree. And I think you kind of have to be ready to allow yourself to be in that space where you're just like, I've got to deal with some real tough shit.
Totally.
You have to be in the mindset. And I knew when I went and spoke to Emma that day, I knew I was ready to just get whatever was going on off
it was time.
I just needed that time to just go, and it just clicked, and I was like, something's not right here. and it's really causing some problems with, you know, just when I'm training and all that stuff. So yeah.
And look at you now.
I know.
You look so fresh and happy, and like, look at that, your skin's beautiful, and so happy, which is so good, which is so good. And so some of the most common objections that we get, and obviously you'll be able to speak about this because you are a mum and you work full time and you have 2 kids and you have a family and, you know, bills to pay, is that a lot of women are like, I don't want to invest this money in myself. You know, what would you say to a woman who was thinking that?
Yeah, I think really for anybody who's in 2 minds about it, you know, I was always, before I even started, I was like, oh my God, this money, do I really even want to put that much into it, and not knowing what I'm going to get back out? I guess I had to look at it and say, well, if I was spending $100 a week on alcohol, surely I could afford.
That is true. It's like when you look at your budget and you go, okay, well, look at the shit that I'm spending money on that's not good for me, whereas this is actually going to be good and help me.
Yeah. You have to really sort of take a look at a few things. And I knew I was in a position where I could afford it. It was just, what did I want to give up to be able to do it? And you have to be able to want to give something up if you're really serious about committing to it. You really have to just keep an open mind that, you know, like when I first started and you were telling me all these things I needed to eat and drink, and I was just like, what? I don't drink juice, milk. I've got my milk right here. Like, I'm living off 1.5 liters a day, and, you know, awesome steak and potatoes. Like, I'm loving all the stuff. So, you know, like, I don't think money's really a good enough excuse for someone to not invest in themselves. Like, it's serious for me. If I've got my kids, I've got my job, you know, I've got bills and everything like that, I still manage to make it work. So I don't really think money should be, you know, one of those things that stops. I
think you nailed on the head. It's like, it's how much are you willing to stay in the pain? It's like, if you really want to change it, and the thing is, if you could do it on your own, you would have done it already. And that's what everyone says. It's like, you know, Craig and I have coaches. Like, we have coaches that we go and train with. We have we have numerous business coaches, because it's like, you know, I think people have lost that. You know, like in tribes, like you read about, there's always the elders, and there's always people, like there's like this succession line where you always have like a little mentor or someone, you know, like we've sort of lost that. But I think it's really, like, I really enjoy having someone to hold me accountable and to learn from, and like, I think people have sort of lost that a bit, and they think, you know, like, and obviously it depends on what you value, and, you know, it's not up to me to say what someone should and shouldn't value. But, you know, like, I was married before and worked in mining, and between my husband and I, we weren't really good at cash. Like, you know, we lived in Dubai, we had investment properties, houses, cars, but I'm so much happier now. Like, that I live like this, and have this business, and I have my health, and I can train, and I love my, like, I think, you know, people strive so much for all this material stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and it's like, if you just, I'm not saying don't be smart with your money and just blow it up the wall, but like an investment in yourself and your health.
Yeah.
Like waking up every day and jumping out of bed and feeling good and loving, like, it's just such a good feeling. Hey.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I mean, like, if it wasn't working for me, I would have quit it a long time ago, and, you know, I would have gone back to old habits, because
totally.
I think we're all sort of more obsessed of, if I work towards a certain body image, then, you know, I'll be happy. But that wasn't the case, not for me anyway. You know, like, the body composition change is awesome, but, you know, just the mental side of it, that, you know, people don't really think about it. They just think, if I look a certain way, I'll be fine with myself. But
not true.
You really have to put in the work, and it's, you know, just, it's a lifestyle change. It's not short-term fixes. Those don't work. You know, I never got on board with any of those diets. Like, for me, I just didn't look after myself, and I didn't know what was healthy. So, you know, I think for anybody who might even consider, like, joining the gym, just to unlearn everything that you
totally
know about the fitness industry and food, just don't bring it into New Strength, because it's completely different to what we do. We live and breathe every day, and it's nothing like what everyone else out there is doing right now. So
I know it's the opposite, but look at you, you're glowing. You're glowing. Yeah.
No,
you look great. You look great. And the other one is time, and you're busy, you work full time, you got 2 kids. Women say, oh, I just don't have time to do this. Would you say that this has given you time? Like, I mean, you didn't train before, but you only come in, train 3 hours a week. That's it.
Yeah.
3 hours a week.
Well,
yeah. And our online program's the same with our women in the gym. Like, they go and train in their own gym, but they train 3 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my set hours for work, so it was just about, okay, well, what nights are going to fit in with my schedule, and just work it in with that. Like, it wasn't really a difficult decision for me. I still had my weekends with my kids and doing other things like that. So I'm able to juggle work, kids, gym. I train on a certain night. So when I make it a routine, and I make it a priority to fit those things in, like it makes all the difference to just the way I feel, and I don't think that time is even an issue. Like, I have a session at 6:30 at night or at 7 in the evening, and it's only 45 minutes. For me, like, it's not that long to be away from my kids, just so I get to have that time for me to grunt in the gym and do a few good deadlifts and squats. So, like, I just don't think time's a...
I know, you're right. Time or money. It's like, if you really want to do it, you'll do it. And
that's it.
Just to finish off, if a woman is listening to this and they're in 2 minds and they're sitting on the fence, what advice would you give them?
You know what? Don't be afraid to do something for yourself. I think as women, and sometimes just as mums, we tend to think, oh no, I could do this for somebody else, or put myself off so that somebody else gets something. Like, I think you can only take so much of that. It starts to wear you down, and like myself, I just kind of resented not doing something that was going to make me feel good. And for that 40 odd minutes that I spend in the gym, like, it just makes me feel like, what, I feel stronger, and I can handle anything that's stressful that comes in into my life. I'm sort of a bit more equipped when I feel fit, I feel healthy, and like my whole mindset is different for it. So I think you can't just eat right without exercising, or you can't just exercise without the food. You need to be able to take those things and make it a priority for yourself, because honestly, we are all worth it. We do need to invest in ourselves a lot more. I can't even say enough nice things about the people that are in the gym. Everyone's in your corner. They just they want to see you succeed, and the support is pretty awesome. So I don't think that there's one person that doesn't like being a part of that community. It's really just one of a kind.
Thank you. It's been awesome to have you in 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years. It's crazy. But so if you're a woman and you're watching this and you are stuck and you want to invest in yourself, click on the link, put an application to work with us. We have a gym in Brisbane. We also have an online program. We work with women all around the world. We have women from Canada, from South Africa, from New York, heaps of Kiwis, actually. We have so many Kiwis in our online program now. I feel like it's nearly like 50-50. It's insane. Oh, yeah. They're loving the chocolate milk. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
and all the food. They're like, oh, real food. We can eat real food again. So, So look, if you can get to our gym, great. If you can't, you can work with us online. So thank you so much, Sheena. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing that with everyone, and have a great evening, and enjoy your chocolate milk.
I will. And some steak.
I know, I'm just about to go eat my dinners. I'm starving tonight.
Starving.
I'm training today though. I'm starving. And I'll see you in the gym.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Bye.